Hey everyone, welcome back to She Stacks. Today I'm walking around an old airport that was built in the 1930s. There was a flood that destroyed this whole area, and in that time people looked at the destroyed land and they built this amazing airport. Back then, people had real money in their pockets. Today, we have worthless pieces of paper, and I think that's has a lot to do with how things move in our economy today, because we don't have real value in our money. I mean, just look at the Palisades Fire, look at Hurricane Helene. People are still rebuilding, and this area was built off of oil, another asset that's booming right now. You know, back then people looked at destruction and they had hope. Today, almost 2 years later, people in the Palisades still don't have homes. They still don't have a place to lay their head. They're fighting for permits and all kinds of stuff. Now, I'm not blaming anybody. There's no criticism here. My whole point of this video was to connect silver to destruction and rebuilding. People had real money in their pockets back then in the 30s. They had Morgan dollars, they had barber halves, they had all kinds of beautiful coins that we collect today and we call antiques or collectibles. We throw them in slabs, whatever. I believe, this is my opinion only, because we have worthless paper dollars, we are just struggling to rebuild out here. I mean, this place is still operational after 90 plus years. The whole point of today was to come out here and connect some dots that I thought would be pretty hard to connect, but the more I read about the history out here, you just have to think about what people had available to them. They had real money. The flood came through here in 1928, and 2 years later, they had built this entire airport. Isn't that incredible? In 2 years. We've got hangars. Even back in the 1960s, Steve McQueen had his own hangar out here. That's pretty amazing. It is a very small town, but I think people had a lot of hope back in the 30s because they had silver in their pockets. It may have been in that time where things were harder physically. People had worked harder, didn't have great medical, the health insurance that we have today. It was difficult, very difficult times. But for some reason, even though things were difficult, they still rebuilt in 2 years. I think back then, people still had hope because they had real money in their pockets. And I think a lot of stackers understand that. It's not like a Pokemon card. It's not something that people just throw a number at and say, oh, it's worth $1 million. It doesn't matter if the world collapses tomorrow, silver is going to hold value, unlike a Pokemon card. They had this stuff in their pockets. Today I have a barber half and a 1904 Morgan dollar with me. I'm gonna sit down so I don't need to yell at the camera. It's a little more quiet over here. I mean, just think about the wasteland that existed out here before the airplanes. Back then, things were really different. People would take more risks. They started businesses, they built towns, and they tried to create a future. And while all of that was happening, silver was already moving through everybody's life. Nobody back then thought one day people are going to put these coins in slabs. Nobody back then thought one day people are going to collect these. It was just money. Silver was not nostalgic. Silver wasn't a collectible. It was just money. Not apps, not balances, not your screens. You know, it's silver. Now, before somebody jumps into the comments, no, I'm not saying life was easier. Life back then was way harder, but I still wonder something. Did money itself change how people approached rebuilding? Because imagine losing everything. Your home, your business, your town changes overnight. I mean, think about this. If somebody worked for months, saved silver, and physically held what they earned, does that create a different feeling? Because you could literally hold your effort. Back then, you could physically look down and think, I have something. And I started wondering if that creates a different rebuilding mindset. Because rebuilding starts before construction. You have to believe, I can recover, I can rebuild, I can move forward. And maybe silver helped create that feeling. Maybe stackers are collecting confidence. Maybe they're collecting a feeling, because every stacker has heard it. Silver is boring, silver is dead, silver doesn't move, silver doesn't do anything, and stackers keep buying anyway because they believe there is value other people don't see. Kind of like standing on damaged land years ago, deciding something was still worth building. And honestly, that might be my favorite part of this entire story, because rebuilding is really an act of belief. You look at something damaged and decide there's still a future. That applies to towns, that applies to people, that applies to life. Maybe that's silver psychology, and maybe paper psychology feels different. Because paper feels like waiting for balances and approvals and systems and any kind of help. And silver feels like I have something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm connecting dots that don't belong together. But standing out here around all this history, my brain went there. So now I'm curious. Do you think money having actual value changed the way people approach rebuilding? Or do you think people are still people and nothing really changed? Let me know down in the comments, because I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. And before I go, quick little update. I'm changing things around here a little bit. The bonus videos are officially going away, but honestly, I think this is going to be better, because instead of waiting until the end of the videos to bring silver into the conversations, silver is coming on the walks with me now. Every walk is going to have featured pieces, maybe a Morgan dollar, maybe constitutional silver, I don't know, whatever I feel is relatable, maybe something unusual, maybe something with a story. That way silver becomes part of the adventure, and honestly, that feels more like She Stacks. So if you enjoyed hanging out with me today, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment, because it really helps me out on the channel. And if you want behind the scenes stuff, extra updates and random silver conversations, I'm over on Facebook, Instagram, and hanging out on the YouTube community page too. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.